Hey legends, it's Cam here from Echoes of the Pit for Headbangers Australia. For more than 2 decades, Devildriver have carved out their own lane in heavy music, using crushing Cali groove, melodic aggression, and a fearless refusal to follow the rules, building a reputation for constantly evolving while staying true to the soul of Devildriver itself. Now, more than ever, with their upcoming release of their explosive 11th album, Strike and Kill, set to drop on July 10th during their massive Aussie co-headliner tour with Cradle of Filth. I'm honoured to spend some time with the man at the heart of it all, Des Fafara, one of metal's most fierce, inspirational, uncompromising, and wholesome frontmen, as we talk life, reigniting creative fire, and what it means to go back to start.
I'm happy. I like your glasses.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Have you got similar ones on
I
your head?
do. Yeah, they're readers, but so
Yeah,
when I get on the computer, yeah, and they hold my hair back, which is great. So
we're kind of twinning in a way.
there you go. There you go.
Alrighty, so Strike to Kill is, of course, just been announced, and it has been described as carrying both a bit of a return to the foundations of Devildriver as well as stepping forward at the same time. When you do step back and look at the record now that it is finished, what's the most defining thing about where Devildriver is now in reference to the album?
Uh, Great question. And to get into that is, I think that the band, and especially Gabe, who came in to produce and came in as the new guitar player, and it was raised on Devildriver while he was learning to play guitar, right?
Yeah.
We all had conversations of, and I'm very much an alpha and a leader, but I have two ears and one mouth. I tend to shut the fuck up and listen.
Yep.
And I said to them, like, what's needed? And they're like, look, last couple records, great, you guys did your thing, but it's strayed. So the writers that I had predominantly on those records, I think it strayed a bit. Well, what's needed? You need to come back to where you've always had groove, but you need to come back to start. And so that's where we started. And really to get Gabe involved, which he's a great guy. We've become amazing friends. And as a producer, I can just go on and on about how we work together. But he delivered Dead in the Water, Dig Your Own Grave
Yeah.
first, right?
Yeah.
And it's very, very much an effort of all of us, but he predominantly delivered, I think, the verse, the chorus, and a breakdown of Dig Your Own Grave for me to kind of take a look at to figure out if in fact, this is where we're going. And I immediately said, that's it.
Yeah.
That's happening for me, right? I was really in a place in my career with Devildriver where I didn't know if I wanted to make any more records. And then I had waited 3.5, almost 4 years for demos to come from, uh, uh, let's say, prior writers. And when I got them, I was less than enthused and was like, I'm not writing to this. Like
Yeah.
it's lost its way. And so to have this is the answer to the long question, to have all the writers come together and say, this is where it needs to go. Let's do this. Then we wrote, 22, 24, 23, I don't even know how many tracks to bring it down to 14, 15, 17 tracks. To get it there, I realized like, okay, we're on to something. And it
Awesome.
made me, um, I said this on an earlier interview, but probably much like, and I can't even compare myself to one of the greatest of all times, which is Aussie. Probably along the lines of when Aussie found his other guitar players, Zach, etc. It made him want to go forward with his career.
Yep.
When Gabe joined and got with everybody, including my old school bass player John, who rejoined the band, and then I've been with Alex and Davi, my drummer, for so long. It just seemed like that unit, in essence, was bringing something that was absolutely incredible. It had
Mm.
sleeping nights in my studio writing, coming up with 2, 3 songs a day. Um,
Yeah.
made me take a small pad of a bed and throw it down in my living room and like live on the floor, fasting, not eating, making myself literally hungry like what I was in the beginning of my career, and starving me out to come do the art. I give it all to them that
Yeah.
they brought me back into music. Otherwise, I didn't see a reason after 10, 11 records to make another Devil Driver, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's amazing. It seems to be like you all coming together with, your new guitarist and existing, former member, or not former members, but existing members, to really embrace the soul of what Devil Driver was again, and you're all sort of on that same path, and to just drive forward and reignite that passion and things in you as well, of course, which is
Yeah, I
amazing.
mean the thing that I said to them that was probably the most poignant is don't listen to me.
Hmm.
Look at the logo.
Yeah,
What
right.
what the fuck does it have to say to you?
Yeah.
Like, what does it tell you to do? And everybody said, back to start. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I've got violence and ferocity in me like nobody, because of what I've been through in life. And then the last 5 years makes me a fucking deadly man with a sharp knife. And I was like, let's fucking go and carve it the fuck up. And that's what happened, really, by them bringing the music. I'm blessed to be surrounded by good players my whole life. Anybody who's ever been in Devil Driver, Coal Chamber, what have you. And but this alliteration of Devil Driver is it's second to none, really, because I think they feel and they know what the fuck needs to be done. And now I feel like I said to them at one point, "Hey, I'm just honored to sing to this music," and they're like, "This is your band." I'm like, "No, not. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's ours, and be very proud that it's ours." And I will feel that way till the day I die about this record, this crew of guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you
Yeah.
touched on it a little before about, um, getting yourself back into that space of being hungry, and that fire again back from earlier in your career. And you have
Yeah.
spoken about your energy and your headspace hasn't really softened over the years. It has certainly evolved at different times. Um,
Yeah, no.
and certainly has, quite like sharpened, as you said. Um, what do you feel absolutely cannot be compromised within Devil Driver when you're creating new material or new work?
The heaviness, the groove, the way we put it across.
Yep.
Did I think over the last couple records it got sidetracked a little bit from different writers not understanding what needed to be done? I do. But
Hmm.
I happen to know that Devil Driver is so different as a band. We don't sound like anybody. Our influences don't shine through. I hear new records from people all the time, like that's Cannibal Corpse. I hear a new record, it's fucking Pantera. I hear a new record, you're definitely trying to be Metallica. Like, you can't do that with Devil Driver. I don't have really any metal influences besides maybe Motorhead, which I
Yeah.
can which I can kill Ace of Spades, by the way. And I loved Lemmy like no other. Whenever he saw me, we talked. I think it's uncompromising in the fact, like, there's only way I was going to make a new record for Devil Driver is if it was bringing to the table the energy that I think it needed, and if I could be there and bring what it needed. Now, what sharpened me is the last 5 years of my life, right? My wife went through cancer twice. We had COVID. COVID almost killed me. Then, as I was getting ready to tour, I had a vertigo problem that I ended up in the emergency room, fucking in the hospital for a while. They couldn't figure it out. I had to tear down a year and a half of my life before I could figure that out. I was like Johnny Depp in fucking, in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, I was like all over. I couldn't even fucking
Yeah.
walk. Right.
Oh,
So, and what sharpened me was this: when you're at your lowest, the people that you've had in your life for 10, 20 years, you see who calls and who doesn't.
yeah.
Who's the guy that I loaned money to buy a house? Who's the crew member that I took around? Who's the other band member that never called me? Who's the guy in another band that comes over to the house all the time? We surf, we this or that. I watched fucking, and I have a list actually that I have stapled to my wall right here, and I won't show you names, of
No.
about 30 people that never fucking called to check on me,
Yeah. Wow.
never called to see how the fuck I was,
Yeah.
didn't give a shit. So when I'm at the top of my game, when I can do something, when I can have you on a record, when I can take you on tour, when I can fucking this or that, you're calling me, bro, how are you, bro? And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm Italian. Ma che fa? Go fuck yourself. I got your name now stapled to my wall. Don't
Yeah.
call me, don't text me, don't anything. That will sharpen a person like no other. And
Yeah.
then learning to have, it's going to sound very much a duality, but this is how I work.
Hmm.
Learning to have forgiveness for those people as well,
Yeah.
but take that inside feeling that it gives you and put it on tape.
Yeah.
Oh, strike and kill is fucking full of it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get everything on this record. A lot of groove, a lot of heavy shit. We have a song called In the Moonlight, where if you're into gothic stuff, which Devildriver is one of the only metal bands who carries that gothic thing with us,
Yeah.
like like full on. It's where I'm from. Punk rock, psychobilly, goth. I was never a metalhead kid until I
Yeah.
found Motorhead, and I thought they were a punk band actually, and then found out they were a metal band. I
Yeah.
think you guys are gonna get everything that you want out of this record, and it's so gratifying to actually sit back. I just said this in the last interview where I had time where I was driving through the mountains. I had 45 minutes with no phone on because I had no reception. I took the time to listen to the record in its entirety. The first thing I said to my wife is, "That's it?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's 13 tracks." And I was like, it seems like it needs more." And she's like, "No, we're not doing more, we're not doing more, But I think that's a great thing to have, And then I'm blessed with like these guys that were in my band, like they were checking on me fucking daily as well.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you? Are you good? Are you good? As I got 1 mile on the treadmill, 7 miles on the treadmill, 10 miles on the treadmill, right? So bringing myself back to start. And they know I'm not going to go out and perform or I'm not going to record unless I'm 110%. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm 150%. I'm like, I want to go, I'm in destroy mode right now?
Awesome. All
Yeah.
still firing again. That's which is amazing. And congratulations on that because it's sounds like it's been a hell of a journey, all round. And it's commendable, as you say, we don't, forget those relationships that, showed their true form, but we can forgive to not, we don't want them taking up free rent within your heart and your mind. But
That's it. That's right. Yeah. Sayonara, right? If you are have revenge in your heart or malice in your heart, like it really is poison that just kills you.
yeah,
So I'm very forgiving, but in the essence where I forgive, but I won't let you back in my life ever again. And I had a certain scenario where I was in the hospital, uh, and it was midnight, and I've got all these wires and stuff going on with me, and they're trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. And at that point, I probably had one of the biggest betrayals happen to me, actually.
wow,
And at that point, I just had to kind of succumb to what was happening and then come back to the realization where not everybody is a real fucking human, you know,
yeah,
and get down with it, right? And like I said, I didn't know if I was going to record another Devildriver record. I didn't know if I was ever going to go on tour again. I don't want to do it unless I can be 110%,
mm,
period. End of story. I would rather leave a legacy and walk away. And right, when I got the first songs from Strike and Kill, I it was the first three or four, I think. I was in my studio and over a course of 3 hours, I listened to four songs probably 10 times each.
yeah,
And I called my band members and said, I don't know what's going on here, but you have drugged me back in like by my tongue.
yeah,
I said I've already written to two of these. I read them off voice notes and they hit me back. Don't change a thing. That's
yeah,
exactly where we're going. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey for sure.
huh,
I feel blessed by having life in my lungs and breath in my lungs, having great players around me. I've got a real close knit of wonderful people around me watching after me. Of course, my wife of almost 30 years, who's my manager as well, was really the game changer. Like, nope, go get on the treadmill. Like, nope, you know what I mean? Like, let's go do this, let's go do that. And got me back like on full firing grounds. Like I give all to her, I give all to her.
what an
She does
incredible,
it all, she does it all with a smile. Like we
yeah,
know that you could just quit now you don't need to do this anymore. You don't even need to manage bands. You don't need to do any of this anymore. But what do you want to do? And I'm like, music is my only thing, man. It's
Yeah.
my life. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not a TV guy. And if I am, and people may be very surprised at this, like I can't watch like slasher films where women are getting killed. I can't watch horror where, there's 30 people dying. Like, and I actually don't even understand that as a human. Like I'm such an empath, I can't go there, right? So I found myself, sitting around trying to uh watch great thinkers, watch
Mm,
stuff about history, whatever, when I couldn't get out of bed, kind of thing with
yeah.
my health. And it kind of brought me back to start. I started watching a bunch of shit on Genghis Khan and Caesar and, you know, and it's like, how the fuck do you take over the world? It's like, great. You gather 50,000 elephants and you go across the mountains and you take. So this is where I'm at right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go. I want to go on before any band that'll have me to destroy them. I
Yeah.
want to be had anywhere they'll have me. And this isn't coming from great ego. This is coming from a place of a diminished return, getting to where I am now, to where
Mm,
this morning I did 8 miles on the treadmill before I even got here to the interviews.
yeah. Amazing.
So I'm ready to go. Like, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go. I'm ready to come down under and do it up.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I'm going to touch on that one because not only is this, incredible album about to hit, which I must say is incredible that, it's not being released until, there's no previews, there's none of that sort of stuff. You have, of course, as you mentioned, dropped the first single, Dig Your Own Grave, which is currently the only taster of
Yeah.
13 tracks on this album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and my question previously was going to be, does this set the tone for the album? But you have already addressed that there's quite a lot going in. There's a so those more goth influenced tracks, which is really exciting to be going into, and leading into you're obviously the monstrous co-headliner tour that you're heading to Australia with Cradle of Filth, which is very, very exciting, and the double that us Aussies get the pleasure of the release of the album on the Sydney date. Um,
Yeah.
so, firstly, after previously in 2013, I believe, releasing Beast in Australia during Soundwave,
Yes. Yes.
what was the reason behind now sort of almost recreating that moment of dropping this incredible album in Australia? Does Australia hold it
Um,
to you?
it was a lucky moment for me. It was a very blessed moment for me as I got called by my manager at 3 in the morning. I was in a hotel room in, I think it was Sydney or
Mhm.
Melbourne. And he said, hey, like you're top of the charts and you knocked Kanye West down.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
a
said, who? And he's like, Kanye West. I'm like, okay, uh, I'm awake now, right?
yeah,
And so I think we wanted to recreate that. And
mm,
plus, there's been a few places in my life that have resonated real hard, right? So Oz, obviously, UK, LA, New York. I'm coming down with one of my closest friends in life, AJ, is the promoter. We're very close. He checked on me constantly when I had health problems. And I think it just I wanted to release the record when we were down under, really. And then I was going to come down, Cradle of Filth was going to come down, but we had done this before called Double Trouble, this co-headliner in the United States, and almost all the shows sold out. And
amazing.
it's such a different dialogue to be had musically. Devil
Mm,
Driver, Cradle. But Danny said it best, I think, in an interview where he said, Devil Driver is this meat and potatoes groove, and we are this, kind of illustrious like dessert on top of everything.
yeah,
And even though there's places in Oz where Devil Driver's bigger,
yep,
places in Oz where Cradle is bigger, we decided no, let's let them top it off and let's let them finish, even though it's a co-headliner. And I
yeah,
think it's just it's an amazing amalgamation of bands and of music. You guys get something so different, right? Like our fans listen definitely to Cradle. I think Cradle fans listen to Devil Driver, but if not, you're gonna get what you're going to get, and it's a great tour, and then to be touring with friends is a wonderful thing.
yeah.
And then to kind of go back to the beginning of your not really question, but your statement with Strike and Kill, like the record is so bludgeoning, we really couldn't figure out what the single was going to be.
Mm,
We had a real rough time. And
yeah.
the next one you guys are going to get, and not by us creating it, but by it happening, is a very old school track that's very reminiscent of the first Devildriver record.
Awesome.
And the first line of that is, "Let the fire rise. You were born for this. Stay the course. Turn
Yeah.
pain and turn pain into power. Rise from the ashes. Hope is never wasted."
Mm-hmm.
That will tell you exactly where I was at in
Mm,
writing this record.
yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be an interesting story. My life, the way I look at things now is like I'm sitting back watching my own shit. Everybody should try that at a certain time or not, right? Especially if you have problems going on. Sit back and just watch it as a movie. I had
Yeah.
an early manager in my life that actually said to me, Des, it might serve you better to sit back and watch things as if they were a movie.
Mm,
And I've adopted that. Like I've adopted that, and I think it works well. You guys are going to get a great tour. We're going to be playing songs down there for the first time that we're not playing for anybody else.
yes.
And I
Awesome.
made sure that that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Um, for me, because I live in California and I surf and I skate. I mean, I was skating last night till late. Like my wife blows up my phone, like, "When are you coming home?" I
Yeah.
think, I think that it's such a special place for me that it deserves notice that Oz is getting this for before everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. And for it to be a second time is, I think speaks volumes to your Aussie fans, which is really special and really, really cool. And you mentioned very briefly, obviously, and I said that the album will be released to coincide with the Sydney date on
Yeah.
the July. So
Yeah.
that particular gig in Sydney is to expect something a little bit different in the set. So from new tracks or all of a sudden.
Maybe. I think we're going to be running the set over the course, but Sydney is very close to sold out. So is Melbourne. So is Brisbane. If you're listening to me and you want to see this, I don't know if I'm coming down again. We don't know what life is going to hold. I've had so many ups and downs in the last 5 years. Like I said, even preparing for a tour, then next thing you know, I'm in the back of an ambulance. Like I just thought, like, let's go down under. Like, let's call AJ. Let's bring this thing to the fucking table, right? So you guys are just going to get 110% from the band. Like, will we throw something in different for Sydney? Like, we may actually, because the record will be out, so we
Mm,
can maybe bring one or two tracks that we hadn't brought, that maybe not be singles in the future. Actually, we've got 6 songs that we're going to do videos for. Most people do 2, 3 videos off a record. You're probably going to see 6 tracks off of this as video, and then a whole visualizer of the
yeah,
whole record, because that's just where I'm at right now. I personally can't get enough of the record. I Every time I can. Like I can't. Like I actually said to my guy this morning in Austria, when is the vinyl reaching me? Because I
yeah.
want to put it on my fucking player. You know.
Uh,
So yeah, I'm very excited, man. I mean, you can probably feel it. It's
mm,
been. I mean, it hasn't been that way in a long time. You know,
yeah,
I was behind the last records that I've done, but there's something about what's happening right now in this camp with the I tend to have blinders on, so I
yep,
really don't like I don't go on the internet and read what people have to say or what have you. But my management, my label, my band, like all in my ears, like, "Oh, we're number one right now on radio. We're this, that. We're number one most added. Oh, did you see the talk about the video?" And I was like, "No, I haven't.
okay,
Let me stay here," which is like dead reckoning focused on what I've got to do, which is get a microphone in my hand and fucking destroy behind these amazing players that I have.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess stay the course, as you said, in the track that's ready to come out.
there it is.
And
Yeah.
very quickly, just trying to find my notes. You tweaked my my
That's
thoughts there. I've
that's
gone
all good. It's
the
all
notes.
good.
This is amazing. Actually, yeah, what I was going to say with the unleashing the album live, like in a live
Yeah,
setting, and they're therefore experiencing that audience feedback and energy,
yeah.
in real time. How important is that physical shared experience for you, particularly in a world that's so, digital and instant, I suppose, with sort of no teasers other than that first single. Currently, you really are just unleashing it in real time in the real world, which is really authentic and amazing. So how do you feel that, that shared experience with the audience is going to be for you?
So live for me, from the inception of my career, has always been everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay attention to the noise. I
Mm.
don't pay attention to the the one streamer that may be like, I don't know, or what have you.
Yeah.
If there are any on this record, I don't even know. It's about when we hit the stage. Okay, sure, the older songs. Cool, you're singing. When we get there with a new track, what's our relationship like at that moment? What are
Mm.
those 3.5, 4 minutes like? Like, some of you will be standing there because you want to watch it. Others will be just like, you already know it. You're going to go insane in the pit. But it's everything to me, right? Like, the live experience for me, especially since I just got back from Sick New World with Cold Chamber, playing in front of about 80,000 fucking people.
Oh,
And I couldn't hear myself even sing. It was so loud. At one point, I just put the microphone out to the crowd, like, "Go ahead, have at it," because I'm
oh,
done here.
yeah.
I think it's everything. I think the live experience is everything. If I can't sound good live, if I can't do it live the way that I always have, I'm out,
Mm.
right? Um, I mean, I do see some bands out there that are older, with older cats fronting, and I'm like, it's done, man. Like,
Mm.
go sit on the beach, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. You've been doing it for a long time. You've got a lot of records, but like, it's not holding up. Your energy isn't there. You can feel that you're just doing another record. I don't ever want to be that, and it's why I didn't know if I was going to come back and do another record with Devildriver. I was like, I got 10, 11 records. I could do fly-in shows, do tours. I don't need
Yeah.
another record. I mean, look at Cold Chamber in 30 years. We've got 3 records. It's like, or 4 records, I should say. Um, that being said, keep your
So
ears, keep your ears to the ground.
that's exciting.
That's all I got to say. I think when people thought that I was going through health problems, which I was, and just kind of being silent and at home, no,
Yeah.
I was in the studio, in this booth right behind you, doing nothing but laying music
Yeah. Awesome.
for let's just say projects.
Projects as a whole, which is exciting,
For me,
especially.
it is. It's my wife will always come in and say, dinner's ready. Like, I'm sorry to get you out of your happy place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's okay. I love you. And then she's right here right now. She's laughing. She's laughing at me right now. It's like, I'm sorry to get you out of your happy place. Like, that's all right. I'll
That's
come
right.
out for, yeah, she said, true story. Like, I'll come out for dinner, and then she'll come in a half an hour later. I called you to dinner a half hour later. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
put my shit in the microwave. Like I'm in here right now. I can't go, you
Yeah. You got
know?
the focus happening, and yeah, it's all happening. That's amazing. Well, we are
Yeah.
all out of time. I've almost dragged out all of this time. But one more thing. Well, after 2 decades in music, across multiple eras of music and genres, epic albums, tours, brutal schedules, late nights, life, and all of its challenges. And of course, the incredible success that across multiple projects that you've seen in what can be a pretty tough industry. When it's all stripped back, what is it at the core of you as a musician and as a creative and as a person that carries you through all of those things?
What a great question. my love and belief of God and a higher power
Hmm.
watching over me, my wife, my children, my 8 cats, my dog, my home.
Yeah.
But, and I don't want to say above all that, but to the side of all that and equal with my relationship with the universe and my family is, it's almost emotional to say. It's like all of you.
Mm.
I wouldn't, I couldn't, uh, it's actually got me like, actually, yeah, question got me. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I have a heart like other people, it's like, but I think it's the fan base, and
Mm.
I hate even that word. Like some kid ran up to me at the airport. I'm a huge fan. I was like, don't call yourself that. Like let's just be people, right? Like I think all of you guys, like anybody who's ever supported me from 1995, like on, like without it, I would be, the next single is called Dead in the Water.
Yeah.
And it's actually about that
Yeah.
I would
Right.
be dead in the water without all of you guys. And that's why the first sentence is let the fire rise. You were born for this. Stay the course. Like turn pain into power, build from the ashes. Hope is never wasted. And I don't want to give away the next single, but it's very much to all of you, to anybody who's ever gave a fuck
Mm.
about this guy. I mean, I'm just a glorified plumber or what have you. I'm just some dude. I just
Yeah.
happen to be able to pick up a microphone, and that I'm no more special than you or anybody else that's watching this. I'm very grateful and humbled, and it makes me want to dedicate myself even more to what I'm doing, and to keep going until it doesn't look right, feel right, act right, sound right, right?
Mhm.
That's really, yeah, I'm sorry to get kind of emotional with it, but I don't.
No, not at all. I'm very grateful for your vulnerability and in answering that. I'm very, very grateful. And that basically wraps up my time with you that I am again, like I said, very grateful for. And I really appreciate your openness and your vulnerability and chatting to us about the incredible new album. Congratulations. Although we've only heard the one, very, very excited for the rest of
Yeah,
the
thank you.
and the tour. I will be there. Don't you worry about that. Probably in the
Great.
at Sydney, and very, very excited. Uh,
Anastasia and I hope to meet you,
yeah,
very much so. So
I'll
if there's a chance, please come say hello. We'd love to meet you.
absolutely. I would love that too. And if there is there anything else you'd like to say before we head off?
No, other than the fact, and I don't think I've said this over the course of these interviews, is, my wife did say, that online there's so many prayers for you. And when I was going through
Mm,
real hard times, and I want to say that to anybody that jumped on the train of, you know, you can do this, Des. We pray for you, Des. Come on, Des, right? Thank you so much. To anybody who counted me out, discounted me, thought, oh, here comes the fall. Go fuck yourself. I'm coming. And I'm
yeah,
coming like with a fucking vengeance in my heart and in my soul. And I feel strongly about that behind fucking angel wings. I'm coming. Like that's where I'm at with this.
yeah,
So let's go. Let's get some. Like when I'm done with this interview, I'm actually going to go and uh, eat a little something. And I'm going to get back on the treadmill, and then I'm going to come back in my studio and sing 2 different sets from 2 different bands because I'm doing double duty at
uh,
festivals next weekend, and which means one band one day, the next band the next day, which I've never done. But I want to take on more than I can do to
yeah.
prove to myself what I can do. And I think that's what you have to do in life. You have to
Mm,
step the fuck up for yourself and everybody else around you, and go get to it. So yeah, thank you for anybody who's ever been a part of what I do with either band. And get tickets now because I have a feeling there's going to be some announcements very quick of sold out venues.
yeah, yeah. I think a lot of them are,
Um,
yeah, which is
yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah,
well,
and you're getting a great show too. So if you're a Devil Driver fan, you never saw Cradle of Filth, you're gonna love them.
mm,
If you're not a Devil Driver fan, you're a fan of Cradle. Like, get ready, you're gonna get bludgeoned. You might learn to love something you haven't been turned on to. So
Yeah.
like, let's get down to it, you know, and it's going to be the vibes are going to be wonderful on that tour. I know for sure.
Yeah, awesome. I cannot wait myself. And along with, I think, the majority of the metal scene collectively in Australia, especially because you are traveling to some places that are often missed, which includes sort of Perth and Adelaide. They'll be very, very excited. So thank you so much for your time. I cannot wait to get to see you guys down here for in July for the shows. And thank you. I'm very grateful for your time. And I wish you and your lovely wife a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you so much. Great questions, and I appreciate your time today very much. So,
Thank you.
know,
So much. It means a lot.
yeah,
Awesome.
go get tickets, pre-order the record, support us in any way you can. Thank you so much.